Good evening, everybody. A few years ago, I arrived in the drive of my residence not knowing what to expect. I was excited to start this new chapter in my life, but I was scared and nervous as I knew that I would have to say goodbye to my loved ones not too long after entering this new space. As I walked in, I looked up at the glass door and saw an image of a dove, and for some reason, I felt so much peace about what was to happen next. And now I stand before you, never having imagined that I'd be a part of sharing in the celebration of welcoming the newcomers of Stellenbosch University in 2017. Even though today is all about you, new Marties, I would first like to acknowledge the parents, guardians, grandparents, siblings, aunts and uncles who are here today. Your sacrifice and support is not overlooked. Thank you for trusting us to guide these new students during their time here at Stellenbosch University. As for you, new Marties, I feel that as a final year education student, it is my duty to give you your first homework assignment. Sometime today, find a quiet moment to reflect on your privileges and talents. I have no doubt that you all bring with you exceptional skills and gifts which were only blessed upon you. And although these things may have been an integral part in the journey leading up to today, I also need you to recognize the people who have played a part in your success. Natalie Warren calls them the anonymous extraordinaries, people who work selflessly and without recognition to assist in achieving greatness. I am sure that you would be able to make a long list of people who have made such an impact in your life. Think of your neighbors and friends, the tutors and mathematics teachers, sport coaches, bosses at a holiday job, the caretakers who kept your classrooms neat and tidy. You may even consider thanking Google for all its assistance with your projects. Whomever they are, take some time today on a day that is so special to you, to give someone recognition and thereby making their day special too. Now that we have all of the homework out of the way for at least another week, you might be wondering what it is that you have to do now. I'd like to invite you to explore with me the wonders of this new environment. Some of you find yourselves in a new town, province, or even country for the first time, and this newness can be daunting. Allow me to use a bit of biology to highlight some of the characteristics and phenomena you will encounter during your time here. Like Professor Wim, I've come to think of Stellenbosch University as an ecosystem, a community of interacting organisms which form interconnected systems and relationships. As the larger Marti community, there are many relationships to consider and places which you now belong to. You form a part of this institution by being a registered student and as such belong to a certain faculty. In this instance, you are one of about 30,000 students who inhabit this space in any given year. I'm not trying to make you sound insignificant, because you most definitely are not, but this can really cause one to feel lost in the crowd and speaks to the notion of feeling like a number in the system. But as a university who values inclusivity and belonging, there are other smaller learning communities whose core focus is student success through interaction. Such a community is your cluster. A cluster, by the simplest definition, is a group of things or people positioned or occurring closely together. At Stellenbosch University, a cluster consists of a number of residences and private student organizations who are geographically close to each other and who form a listening, living, and learning community. Clusters play a significant role in the integration and support of new students on campus and ensure that students experience the university as a caring and nurturing place. They also integrate the university experience of resident students, day students, and students in private accommodation. Mentors are also appointed to support new students in adjusting to university life and are allocated in cluster context. Clusters are also increasingly used as a way of organizing the university. For example, faculties now tend to employ clusters as a basis on which to form subject tutor groups. Tomorrow you will have the opportunity to meet all the new students in your cluster, and I can assure you that it is an experience you do not want to miss. I'm fortunate enough to work closely with enthusiastic student leaders who are at the forefront of using the cluster concept to ensure that you achieve academic excellence and social inclusion, and I would like to use this opportunity to thank them for all their efforts and hard work, which will certainly not stop after welcoming. Then, of course, there's your residents and PSO community, a vibrant environment with its own identity and traditions, governed by values such as respect, integrity, appreciation, and freedom. All of these communities have a role to play in your journey of becoming. The one cannot exist without the other, as they all have different attributes and fulfill different needs of being a student. These communities and systems, which function together as a whole, is what you will find here today. They are established and form the basis of your network. They are by no means perfect and continue to change. They may not always be the best places for you to flourish. There may be times in which you will feel uncomfortable and challenged, but the beauty in this is that you, New Marty, have the power of influence. In any ecosystem, each organism has a role to play in the survival of the other. Without the sun, the flower cannot grow. Without the bee and the butterfly, we cannot pollinate the flower. Without pollination, we have no apples and peaches and plums. We need one another to not only exist, but to become that which we are truly meant to be. And we can only become if we actively engage with difference, grapple with our own bias, learn and unlearn behaviors, get angry at injustice, and seek to make an impact wherever we find ourselves. This institution, along with every person who is connected to it, needs to undergo a complete metamorphosis in order for this to be achieved. When looking at the development of a butterfly, I find the process of becoming a caterpillar to forming the chrysalis or pupa to be the most interesting. During this process, the caterpillar grows rapidly and its skin cannot keep up with the pace of growth, and so it sheds its old skin to get ready for the new stage of its development. We all know how the story ends. A beautiful butterfly emerges after struggling to break from its pupa and spreads its wings to fulfill a role which only the butterfly can. And as with any transformation, this takes time and patience, but most importantly, understanding that you will need to go through these changes in order to become. There will be conflict and failure, and this process should not be rushed, but once that butterfly takes flight, there is no place it cannot go. There is great significance in the people who are gathered here today. There is a reason that you're meant to have a specific roommate, that you will sit next to a specific person on the first day of class. Be open to the influence that they can have in your life, what you can learn from them, and revel in the fact that you are here to add value to their lives as well. Today I think about the anonymous extraordinaries who have played a role in my life. My parents who worked their fingers to the bone to ensure that I can follow my dreams. A foundation phase teacher who taught me how to read. Caretakers who showed me to take pride in everything I do. A German site engineer who taught me the value of mentoring. 321 phenomenal women who trusted me to lead. A Tannie whose white couch conversations I will never forget. An Afrikaans teacher who showed me the beauty of metaphors. And a visionary who taught me that it's okay to seek that which cannot yet be seen. Today, newcomers of 2017, on a day that is all about you, I hope that you will become someone else's extraordinary. That in 5 or 10 years from now, you will receive that SMS or Facebook post where your new Marty thanks you for your impact in their life. The only thing you have to do now is to become. I thank you.